COVID-19 cases from April 17 to 23 were up by 32% from the previous week. Joining us now is OCTA Research Fellow Guido David. Guido, thank you so much for joining us. How concerned are you with this rise of COVID cases?
Well, not overly concerned, Rico. This was to be expected, considering that we probably have the XBB 1.16 circulating. But there are some good indications still that hospitals will not become overloaded as what we saw last year.
You're not overly concerned, but at what point could you be very concerned?
Well, we're not overly concerned about the hospitals, but Rico, there's definitely some things we don't know about this new variant or subvariant, the called the Arcturus. And basically, I also have to mention that I know two people in the NCR who already have the symptoms of itchy eyes or pink eyes. And this is actually a symptom of this subvariant, the Arcturus. So people can get something like pinkish or conjunctivitis. And it's a new symptom. And based on these two cases that I've heard of, they previously got COVID, but this one is a bit worse in terms of they have fever and they have some soreness and etc. So, we're not concerned about rising hospitalizations, but I think people should do their best not to get this virus because it's still a hassle to get this specific variant.
But at this point, with the rising numbers of COVID cases, which particular areas are sort of like seeing increasing risk and which areas have really low risk, Guido?
Well, generally NCR, Central Luzon, Calabarzon, we're seeing increased risk in these areas, and I would include there Cebu, Central Visayas and Western Visayas, and soon we'll probably see the same situation in some of the provinces up north. So as far as, for example, Metro Manila, the positivity rate is up to 12.3%. And it's about a 50% increase from the previous week. And when we get, almost, 50% increases every week or a doubling every 2 weeks, that signifies that this is a highly transmissible virus, a fast infecting variant. So that is part of the concern that a lot of people will get it. Some people will have to miss work or, work from home. And I'm also still concerned about the seniors and those with comorbidities getting it, and especially those who have not been vaccinated. They could be at higher risk. So again, this is
Guido,
not going to be a...
So Guido, with the NCR now at double digits, the World Health Organization has recommended a positivity rate of 5% or below to effectively manage the pandemic. In your view, what should be the next move of the IATF amid rising cases? Should they remain where they're at? Or eventually, if it continues to rise, should we see a change in alert levels?
Actually, Go Negosyo founder Joey Concepcion issued a statement that instead of alert levels, we should have public health warnings. And I agree to that extent. The state of emergency effectively ended last December 2022. So we should not have these alert levels, at least in our opinion, but we should have strong public health advisories. And of course, we should strengthen institutions. So we should definitely be monitoring these trends and then advising the public. I mean, even though masking and health protocols are optional, people can always opt in. And if they're well informed, they will do what they need to do because
Yeah.
we've been in this situation for 3 years.
Right.
People know what they have to do.
Indeed, public health advisories would be the advice, no? Particularly of the business community, because if you raise alert levels, this could impact yet again the economy, which experienced a downward trend during the pandemic years of 2020, 2021. But from your research, Guido, is there still widespread interest among our kababayans to get fully vaccinated and or receive their first and second booster doses?
Well, from our research, and we actually posed this question in our survey, but we haven't released the survey results yet. There's a significant percentage of our kababayans who are interested to get the bivalent, the newer bivalent vaccines. So although vaccination has slowed down, I think it's mainly because most of the vaccines that are available right now are the older generation ones, the first generations. So I think if we have the newer bivalent, more people would get vaccinated or get their booster shots.
Well, let's hope that the government sources out these bivalent vaccines sooner rather than later. Thank you so much for joining us on The Final Word, OCTA Research Fellow Guido David.